Hi, welcome to Petromindo TV. Today we will have Mr. Ben Lawson. He's the Chief Operating Officer at PT Sanaman Coal. Hello, Pak Ben. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you, Desi?
I'm doing great also, thank you. Pak Ben has been involved in the Indonesian coal and mining industries for more than 20 years. He is currently the Vice Chairman of Jakarta Mining Club and also Coal Club Indonesia. He knows Indonesian coal market back to front, and he's also very impressive when working with arbitration matters where expertise is required in coal trading, logistics, pricing, and quality. He was an expert staff for energy affairs to the Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises, Republic of Indonesia, and has been an excellent speaker and chairperson at so many prestigious coal and related industry conferences, including in Petromindo's events. Thank you very much, Pak Ben, for being here. You look great today.
Thank you. And looking good as well, Boo.
So, Pak Ben, how many years exactly have you lived in Indonesia?
Gosh, I mean, I came here in 1996, and was in and out of the country pretty much until 2000 when I settled in Indonesia full time. Obviously, the big contracts that we had, were canceled because of the Indonesian or the Asian financial crisis, and 2000, I just decided to stay on my own, and I was trading a lot of commodities and cements and industrial salt, and there's such a huge vacuum in the economy after the financial crisis that it opened up a lot of doors for export because the country was so hungry for US dollar revenue. 2003 is actually when I started trading coal. And 2004 was when I lost my first money in coal.
Oh,
so
why is that?
20 years basically in Indonesia.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years. Okay. And where is your hometown actually?
Well, I call my hometown San Francisco. That's where I went to university, and my parents had moved from New York to California when I was finishing up grade school. So I guess California and San Francisco I call my hometown. You can see the background there is the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, I see. So what brought you to Indonesia in the first place?
We were doing mostly pipeline work at the time. And so we decided to come investigate Indonesia. I had, many Indonesian friends from school in San Francisco and Los Angeles. And I just took a winger and we came out here looking for projects. And we had, think of the 15 government mega projects at the time, strategic national projects. We were involved in 7 of them. And really, I mean, I fell in love with Indonesia, the surfing, the diving, just the beautiful country, great people. Really just kind of on a whim, we decided to go check out Indonesia.
I see. So, Pak Ben, you're now the COO at Sanaman Coal, which
Right.
we know Sanaman Coal has coal mining concessions in East Kalimantan and also South Sumatra. What was the path you took to get where you are today?
I was involved in several mines in Sumatra, Bengkulu, West Sumatra, and South Kalimantan. And then with Apple Coal, I came on as a consultant at first, and then really helped them build that business up, rebuilt their board. We did a lot of acquisitions and due diligence on mines that we purchased, and we were actually, before 2012 price crash, we were looking to take the company public. And then we had a very nefarious actor in our as a partner in our group, and he stole, well, from what we can tell, around $10 million. And we had to fold the company up. And my partner Ashish and I, who actually was the founder of Apple, we took the good operating assets with us and we formed Sanaman. So yeah, the South Sumatra asset, unfortunately, I'm in negotiation with ESDM right now to get a new license, simply because the government revoked the license 2 years ago because the Bupati was sued by a palm company, not us. They didn't sue us. They sued the Bupati. We won in the PTUN court, and then in Palembang, then we lost in Medan, and we lost in the Supreme Court. It was a really silly judgment, but you know, no offense, but the legal system here sometimes just built on people paying people off. So, and we couldn't afford to do that, so we lost. But you know, the coal market in Indonesia, I mean, is just going to keep growing, whether we like it or not.
Okay, so there has been ups and downs in your journey, ya, Pak, ya. What are the most important values for your success now?
I think honesty. You know, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. I don't take what's not mine. I'll give 100% to something, you know, with a good partnership. And yeah, you know, it's kind of a dirty business, you know, pun intended, not just the coal side, but there's some pretty nefarious characters that operate in the mining industry here. So, yeah, I think that's probably my best strength. My best strength is just honest and upfront. You know, I don't want to take something that's not mine, and I enjoy building companies.
Really? So do you have the most influential person in your life until now to get you in this position?
Wow, most influential.
Yes.
I mean, my father was a big part of it, through sports and, you know, survival training and the things that we did. Yeah, I guess my dad also, I mean, a gentleman that I learned a lot from was Papa Ibrahim Rizchad. He was, you know, just a wonderful guy, and being away from my family, he was always kind of like a father figure to me. We would, you know, have these incredible long conversations about business and life, and we traveled once or twice together, and it was, you know, he was a great influence on my life too. And, you know, after the crisis, you know, he really had to make a lot of sacrifices and sell assets, but he did the right thing. He paid off his debts, and I learned a lot from him in that respect. So my father and I'd say Papa Ibrahim Rizchad in Indonesia were two very influential people in my life.
I see. Okay, so do you think what is the difference between Indonesian dreams and American dreams?
Gosh, I think dreams are dreams. You know, if you have goals, go for them. Indonesia, I mean, for me to own a mining company, a coal mining company in the US is probably never would have happened. You know, you're dealing with the likes of Arch Coal or, you know, Peabody, you know, these massive entities. So I think as far as mining in Indonesia goes, it was a lot easier for me to invest early on and build up the mines and build up the companies than it would have been in the US. But yeah, like I said, dreams are dreams. If you know, if you want something, focus and go for it.
Okay, so Pak Ben, we are aware now that the transition to a lower carbon energy system is likely to lead to fundamental restructuring of the global energy system, shifting towards renewable and other forms of zero or low carbon energy. And that demand for mining industry will be increasingly challenged. How do you see that?
Well, again, mining, you're talking about, nickel, lithium, cobalt, all of these things are going to be needed for batteries. And, everything that goes into a solar panel is mined from the earth. Everything that goes into a wind farm is mined from the earth. So, I think with this emergence of ESG, let's use ESG as part instead of saying low carbon, because if you're taking things out of the ground and you're mining them, then you're not really decreasing mining. You're just shifting the balance from fossil fuels to renewables. But I've been all for renewable energy throughout my career in mining. Just using solar at sites, reducing diesel fuels and things like that. There's cost savings, there's logistics savings, things like that. But and coal's getting such a bad name now that it's the financing for coal is almost impossible. But we've got power plants that were built on 20-year PPAs and are worth billions of dollars, and the banks want their money back. They want their money back with profit. So we're going to be burning coal for the next 20 years, whether we like it or not. I'm sure you've heard me say this at Petromindo events, other events, that all we can do is mine it better, do less damage to the environment whilst mining. We can reduce our carbon emissions during the mining process through electrification, many different ways, efficiencies of building better roads, for fuel efficiency, things like that. But there was an article the other day, and someone had posted on LinkedIn, and it's a bunch of people protesting, saying, you can't drink oil, leave it in the soil. And you look at them, and they're all wearing clothes, shoes, jackets, the paint on the sign itself. It's all petrochemicals, So unless you want to walk around naked without your iPhone in the jungle, then you're going to be touching something every second of your life that is a product of something that comes out of the ground, whether it's metals or in your phone, whether it's the clothes on your back. All of that comes from the bowels of the earth, and it's very hard to shift from that, unless, like I said, you all want to stop using your phones and your computers and just live naked in the jungle. So there needs to be some pragmatism, I think, in this very viable push towards a cleaner energy, but it's not going to be overnight. And we're going to have to make certain sacrifices, whether it's your feelings being hurt because we're not reducing, petrofuels, petrochemicals, coal, natural gas. So, I think the argument that we need to be making is, again, how do we do it cleaner? Burning lower sulfur coal, burning lower ash coal, really tightening up the transportation of natural gas. You don't have rogue emissions of methane. These things we can do, cleaning up fossil fuels at the same time, allowing us to better develop renewables.
Okay. Wow, that's a deep discussion. Thank you. And is there any dreams you would like to reach in the near future, or you haven't reached until now?
Well, my first child, my daughter Jordan, graduated from university a year and a half ago. So That was a big milestone. My son will be graduating university in, I guess, about a year and a half. So I think after that, I'm going to be kind of done, to be honest with you. I've done a lot of things I want to do. I want to do more scuba diving throughout Indonesia, spearfishing, touring on my motorcycle. But as far as business,
Mm.
I'll just keep investing and looking forward to the future.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Pak Ben. It's been wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Keep
you,
being
Desi.
awesome. Yes, keep being awesome, and I wish you success in everything you do. Best of luck.
You too. Best of luck to Petromindo and the team there, and happy Independence Day, Indonesia.